Well, the lockdown, the pandemic has particularly affected those you might think of as relatively at the margins of the workforce. So, certainly low earners have been far more likely to be in locked down sectors and furloughed than others. Part time workers have been particularly badly affected. We also see that those who are the younger people, those under 25, are something like 2.5 times more likely than those over 25 to have been in lockdown sectors. And the other group who have been more affected than the average are those older workers over 55 or over 60. So overall, it's the less well paid, the older, the younger, and the part time, often the same groups that are affected by most recessions, but on a much bigger scale this time. Financial inequality, inequality in income and earnings and wealth, has all sorts of knock on effects. We know that it's associated with inequalities in health, for example, which we might be particularly concerned about, inequalities in length of life, in political power. If you have very big inequalities in financial wealth, then the wealthy can end up wielding political power as well. It matters for people's well-being, and it actually matters terribly for most other measures of social justice. If we care about equality of opportunity, if we think that a meritocracy is a good thing, then if you've got large amounts of financial inequality, then the next generation obviously also starts out significantly unequal. And I suppose it's most worrying if we end up with a level of financial inequality that results in a society which is somewhat dislocated, where people don't have connections with each other and don't necessarily respect each other adequately because they don't come into contact with each other or they don't experience the same kinds of things as each other. So there's all sorts of reasons for thinking that inequality, or excessive inequality, however you might want to define that, can be damaging for the way that society works.